Hello, dear fans, friends, and subscribers of Cricket Happenings. This is your host Ram, welcoming you to your edition of the Cricket Happenings. Today, with the news that India have registered their sixth consecutive win in the ICC Cricket World Cup 2023 by winning against England by a massive margin of 100 runs, which has made them go to the top of the ICC World Cup table standings with 12 points and having won all the six matches. And for England, the cup of woes continue. They are really I think this has been the most disastrous World Cup ever for England in their World Cup history, because England, being the defending champions, lot could have expected. Now I think England's chances are going absolutely, just disappearing, in my opinion. I will come back to that later. But let's talk about today's match. This match was played this was a 29th match in the ICC Cricket World Cup, and it was played at the Ekana Stadium in Lucknow in Uttar Pradesh. And what a game we had today. Really, one has to say the crowd that had come in droves today supported India massively. But today it was like the sound in the stadium was absolutely vociferous to such an extent that even players were finding it difficult to probably even talk to each other during the when they were one was at the batsman's end, the other was at the non-striker, and such was the amount of support that India had, which is absolutely which is obvious, as India have been having a victory run right now. So talking about this game, first let's talk about the toss. Josh Buttler, the England captain, won the toss and decided to bat first. Yes, it was a very good decision on the part of Josh Buttler, because what one saw was that this pitch definitely assisted the seam movement for the bowlers in the initial stages, and besides that, also had something for the spinners. So let's look at the Indian batting card. It was a very tough situation for India because, as I said, the ball was moving about, and Chris Wokes, who has thus far not really bowled so well in this World Cup, really started finding his mojo. And he started bowling very well. In fact, he went through the gate of Shubman Gill for 9. Then Virat Kohli, definitely, I thought, a bit guilty, because, and Virat Kohli, I have to say one thing about Virat Kohli. The first stroke that he played, it was a good stroke, a beautiful stroke, but David Mallon flung himself and stopped the ball. And, knowing Virat Kohli's nature, by nature, he's a bit of he has a bit of arrogance about him. So when the next ball, Virat Kohli decided to really step out and loft David Willey over the offside, and that resulted in Virat Kohli getting caught by Stokes, or the bowling for Willey for a duck. And that was and one could see one could see the sound at the Ekana Stadium absolutely coming to a standstill when Virat Kohli was out. When he walked in, he had a huge ovation. But once he was out, we could see the dimness in the crowd, which is again something that happens. Now Shreyas Iyer came in, and Shreyas Iyer, he's another one who tried to pull a ball and probably did not get the real middle of the bat onto it, as skied the ball. Wood took the catch, and India were in real trouble at that stage. 3 wickets had gone down for 40. And Willey, as you know, Willey also was moving the ball, and Chris Wokes was also moving the ball, and life was not so easy for India. Then it took a real rescue mission on the part of India. Rohit Sharma had to chisel together a partnership with KL Rahul. As far as Rohit Sharma was concerned, yes, he was definitely taking his chances. He hit Willey, he shimmied down the pitch and lofted Willey for a 6. He hooked Chris Wokes for a 6. But as far as Rohit Sharma was concerned, yes, the partnership was a good one. From 40, definitely, it was a real rescue mission by Rohit Sharma and KL Rahul. They pushed on the score by adding another 89 runs for the good, and everything seemed to be under control in the 30th over when the score read 131. But again, India started once again falling into it when KL Rahul's wicket was gone, and he was a victim of David Willey. Now, Rohit Sharma was left there, but when Rohit Sharma's wicket fell with the score on 164, and with India not having Hardik Pandya in the team, that really said something about it. Because when Rohit Sharma fell, he tried to he hold out to Rashid and he was gone. But he was the highest scorer today, and he was the one who got the man of the match. 87 of 101 balls, 10 fours and 3 sixes, which was a main reason that India could at least muster 229 for 9. Coming to KL Rahul, well, KL Rahul definitely played some pleasing strokes in his knock of 39 of 58 balls with 3 boundaries. But Surya Kumar Yadav played a very good knock under the circumstances, because he had to shepherd the tailenders as well. And he did his job, contributing 49 of 47, which included 4 fours and 1 6. And the tail, well, there's nothing to really talk about, barring Jasprit Bumrah, who was run out for 16. So 229 for 9 on this particular attack. I definitely thought that India were 30 runs short of a par score on this particular track. But the good thing was that there was some movement for the pace bowlers, so the swing and seam, and besides that, there was some turn also available. So with India having the spinners like Kuldeep Yadav, definitely India was with a chance. But but also one could also tell the fact that England definitely had a chance. It was not such a difficult, if you could actually stay at the wicket, see off the bowlers, and play some percentage cricket. I thought definitely England had a real chance here. So let's have a look at the bowling figures of the English bowlers. David Willey, I thought he had a wonderful spell. 10 overs, 2 maidens, 45 runs and 3 wickets. Chris Wokes, brilliant. I mean, as I said, this was his best spell in the World Cup. He has been struggling in the World Cup, but today he bowled a brilliant spell. 9 overs, 1 maiden, 2 for 33. Adil Rashid, again, he was absolutely on the money. 10 overs, no maiden, 35 runs and 2 wickets. Mark Wood, 9 overs, 1 maiden, 1 for 46. Liam Livingston, 4 overs, 1 maiden, none for 29. And Moeen Ali, 8 overs. Yes, he was a bit costly, none for 37. Now it was the turn for England to bat and chase that particular total. And let's see what happened. Well, as far as England were concerned, they were very cautious. Now, let's talk about England. England already under extreme pressure. And besides, they knew that this is a track which is probably only going to probably good for 250, 270 runs. And also there was a belief that this particular pitch at Ekana Stadium in Lucknow would probably become much easier for the batsmen as the overs went by. So let's look at what happened to England here. Looking at England, the main man, it was Jasprit Bumrah. Jasprit Bumrah was absolutely on the line. Mohammad Siraj, I thought probably, he didn't have a good day today, because he leaked 33 runs of 6 overs. And besides that, he also misfielded a couple of times. So not a good day for Mohammad Siraj. But Mohammad Shami, oh my word, Mohammad Shami was absolutely on fire. His bowling spell, if you look at it, 7 overs, 2 maidens, 22 runs, and he picked up 4 wickets, 4 vital wickets at that. He started the slide. He went through the first wicket was taken by Jasprit Bumrah. Clean bowling David Mallon for 16, and then Shami got it, and then the first ball duck. Joe Root probably, according to me, on this particular pitch might have been much suited, because he's the best player of spin bowling. And I thought that if Joe Root had stayed, probably England definitely had a very good chance, in fact. But Joe Root going for a first ball duck, that was absolute surprise, as Bumrah got a ball to pitch in and dip in, and Joe Root was a victim. LBW for not. And talking about Ben Stokes. Ben Stokes, I mean, when he was playing Mohammad Shami was making Ben Stokes basically search for the ball. He had a very tough time in that particular over. And then Ben Stokes in the final delivery of Shami, what a delivery from Shami. Pitching outside the off stump, moving in, and Ben Stokes was shaping to actually carve it through the offside. The ball I thought it really fished. There was a bit of pace in it, I suppose. He went and hit the stumps, and that was the end of Ben Stokes, and that was a huge wicket for India. And England were really slumping there. 33 runs and 3 wickets lost, and definitely there were some alarm bells that were sounding there. Now, there was Johnny Barristow at the crease. He was joined in by the captain, Jos Buttler. And Johnny Barristow, again, as I said, there was a sort of a tentativeness in England's minds because one is, as I said, extreme pressure. They didn't know what to do, whether to play the strokes or to stay put at the crease and wait for the right time. Well, finally, the bowling was so good, and Mohammad Shami once again picked up the wicket. Now this was the turn of Johnny Barristow to be clean bowled by Mohammad Shami for 14 with 2. And Mohammad Shami is someone who hits the seam absolutely upright, and I think he was absolutely unplayable today. And then 4 wickets down, and now Buttler was joined in by Moeen Ali. Buttler, again, as I said, none of the England batsmen looked confident because they were in two minds, whether to play the strokes or whether to just block the ball. And then by the time India had already, I thought India had already quickened the knot on England with the next wicket of Jos Buttler. That was really, and that was Kuldeep Yadav coming in. And as I said, there was turn, and Kuldeep Yadav was introduced, and he immediately got the wicket of Jos Buttler. Now again, Jos Buttler, what a delivery from Kuldeep Yadav. Tossed up, inviting Buttler to have a go, and the ball snaked in through the gate and hit the stumps. And Jos Buttler was gone, and England was slipping into further trouble. The score read 52 for 5 after 15.1 overs. Now, there were 2 new batsmen at the crease. Moeen Ali at one end, Liam Livingstone. But we all know that, England has a great batting depth. So they could probably go down to number 11 to Mark Wood. Always there was a bit of a threat there. But Moeen Ali and Liam Livingstone, I thought they were doing a good job after the departure of Jos Buttler. They were trying to rein themselves in, playing a few strokes. In fact, Liam Livingstone, yes, he played a few strokes. Moeen Ali decided to just block the ball. And then suddenly Moeen Ali, when Shami was brought in for his second spell, immediately Shami once again struck. This time it was a very good delivery, angled in, round the wicket. Shami came round the wicket, angling the ball into the batsman. It's just the sort of just a bit of movement in the ball that actually took the feather of England's Moeen Ali's bat and went into the gloves of KL Rahul. And Moeen Ali was gone for 15, and England was slumping to 81 for 6 at that time. Now, Liam Livingstone was the sole hope, being the most recognized batsman there, as Chris Woakes joined him. Chris Woakes played 1 confident stroke for 4, and after that, Chris Woakes' wicket was taken. Now, Chris Woakes went for a wild shot, I thought. Ravindra Jadeja was the bowler, a bit premeditated, and Ravindra Jadeja smartly slipped the ball outside the off stump, and KL Rahul had an easy stumping, and Chris Woakes was gone for 10, and the score read 98 for 7. And now, slowly, I thought the writing was coming on the wall, but Liam Livingstone being there still was a bit of a question mark, because Liam Livingstone can easily take the game away from any opposition, as we all know. And then next was David Willey came in. And then we saw the wicket of Liam Livingstone falling. And that was the time India would have believed that now they had the game on their hands, because Kuldeep Yadav was the bowler, and Liam Livingstone was dismissed. LBW to Kuldeep Yadav. He went for the sweep shot, and the umpire had absolutely no hesitation in raising his finger. And that was the end of Liam Livingstone. I thought that was the final challenge for England as Liam Livingstone left the scene. LBW ball Kuldeep Yadav for 27 of 46 deliveries, 2 fours, and England score read 96 for 8. And after that, it was always going to be difficult. And we saw that with Adil Rashid being consumed by Mohammad Shami for 13 of 20 balls to 2 boundaries. Mark Wood lost his stumps, and that was the victory cry for India as India finished their 6th match with their 6th consecutive win on the trot. And India looking prime now, first to reach the semi-finals. David Willey, but yes, India still has 3 matches to come. One against South Africa, one against Sri Lanka, and then we play against Netherlands. And David Willey was not out on 16 of 17 deliveries, and England all out for 129, losing by a massive margin of 100 runs. And let's have a look at England in the table here. England now are on the bottom of the table. They even slumped. They were on 9th position, and now they are on 10th position. And now England, I think, it's absolutely over, unless one feels very sorry for England, but the defending champions have been totally disappointing in this World Cup. As far as India are concerned, India absolutely on a roll here. Looking at the bowling figures, I will first look at Mohammad Shami. As I said, he was absolutely unplayable. He was bustling in. He was pitching the ball, bowling the right lengths, getting the ball to move further, adding a bit of zing onto it. And Mohammad Shami's figures: 7 overs, 2 maidens, 4 for 22. I think it should be written in gold. Jasprit Bumrah, 6.5, 1 maiden, 3 for 32, did an admirable job. Siraj, as I said, had an off day. Kuldeep Yadav did his job perfectly, 8 overs, 2 for 24. And Jadeja chipped in, 7 overs, 1 maiden, 1 for 16. Now, one thing that one point of note that I would like to make here, dear friends and subscribers, is that let's talk about it. Now, one thing that one has to understand here, every match is important. The reason I say that is because the Champions Trophy is going to take place in Pakistan in the year 2025. So only 18, the first 8 teams, the first top 8 teams after this World Cup, when they look at the standings, basically qualify for it. So it is very essential that every team has to be absolutely making a note of this and seeing to it. Even Netherlands, for that matter, has a chance to come into the Champions Trophy. So I think it's pretty interesting. The first 8 teams will qualify. So we know that West Indies, who have not qualified, won't be there for the Champions Trophy. No Ireland, no West Indies, no Zimbabwe, because they have not come for the World Cup. But definitely Netherlands and Afghanistan will have a chance. So definitely, I think England probably have to lift themselves up and see what they can do now. Yes, the World Cup is probably really, almost slipped away from their hands now. But what they can do, whether at least they can do something, win all the remaining matches, and go up the table and at least save some face by at least qualifying for the Champions Trophy. Well, this is just a point that I wanted to make, dear friends and subscribers. Well, dear fans, that's about it as far as today's cricket show is concerned. Hope you all loved my broadcast, and looking forward to speaking to you tomorrow on the next game that is coming up tomorrow. Another crucial game, I thought. It's between Afghanistan taking on Sri Lanka tomorrow at the Pune Stadium. Well, dear fans and subscribers, till such time I meet you tomorrow, it's goodbye from here. Thank you.